Hello friends, so this is the beginning of the IIT-JEE tour, and this is the first chapter or first topic which all of you will come across. Although the chapter which we are going to discuss is not as important for JEE Advanced, but it will give you a feel that how the CBSE level will go up to JEE Mains level. Again note that not for JEE Advanced but for the JEE Mains. And again the topic which we are going to start with is going to help you in the other competitive exams also apart from JEE, and the chapter which we are going to just start. Okay, so you might have been playing with different kind of sets. The girls might be playing with Barbie doll sets or jewelry set, and the boys you might have been playing with mechanic sets, or all of you must be using the geometry set. So from the beginning itself we are using the term set. Okay, today we are going to see what the mathematical interpretation of a set is. Okay, we are just going to start with this, and then we are going to continue on relations. Now relation is something which we are facing every day. The way we are related to our father, mother and all, the same kind of relation we are going to start in the maths also. And in mathematics, when we are talking about relations, it will be always about some specific set of numbers or different kind of number systems which you people might have been studying till now. Okay, so this journey will basically be broadly divided into two parts: sets, relations, which will further be divided in the further parts, which you people will come to know as we will have speed breakers in our journey, and we are gonna do each and every part thoroughly and again to the JEE Mains level. Let's begin with the first part and have introduction of sets, and we are going to slowly come to relations as we move further. Let's begin with the part. So right now on your screen is a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so how this is related to sets, that we are going to explore. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the contents, that the overview of what we are, as I've already mentioned, what the things we are going to do. Basically, I've segregated the chapter broadly in sets and relations. In sets, we are going to study about introduction, then we will study about representation, then some terminology, okay, which will be again important for mains, IIT mains, okay. Obviously, sets is not directly in their advanced, in IIT-JEE advanced, but it will be, there in mains for sure, okay. Now, this is the most important part for, your entrance or any other except IIT. If you're aiming at any other competitive level or even your boards, so Venn diagram forms the most important part of this chapter. Now Venn diagrams along with operation on sets, and after that again some useful properties are there, like for your use, which you can use to simplify the things. And then the second part, relations, we'll be studying about first of all Cartesian product, which is again related to sets, that we will see. Then we'll define relations according to that. Then this is the most important part, and again the application of this will be majorly in functions, okay, but we'll be starting it in the relations and the functions, which is the other part or the other set of video that you can again refer. So for that again this is very important. Then again terminologies, okay. Then representation of various relations and types of relations. Okay. Now how do we relate the representations? Mapping will come across, and then this is the final. Now this will be actually common for both sets and relations. Although sets is not coming in mains since last 6-7 years, but before that, whatever the screening questions are related to again and relations that were coming in the mains or IIEEE, we will be looking at those questions. Okay. So let's begin with the introduction of sets. Okay. Now as the first picture which I have shown was a jigsaw puzzle, right? So what was that depicting? Okay, those four different jigsaws were forming a part of the complete puzzle. Okay. So similarly in maths, how do we define set? Okay. Now set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. Okay. Now when we are talking about jigsaw puzzle, those four puzzles, they were somehow related, distinct, and they were collecting and making the part of a puzzle. Similarly set, again the three important words are very important: well defined, and then distinct objects, and obviously collection everybody knows. Like whenever I say set, okay, most of you must have played with some geometry, like have geometry sets, or played with so boys might have played with geometry mechanic sets, girls might have played with jewelry sets. So what is actually that? So those were the collection of different things which were related to with some property, okay, some property which bounds them together and forms under the one collection, okay. A kit, tool kit, okay, what is that? Collection of different things which are related to each other. Then I'll define that what do I mean by well defined, okay. This I'll be taking with an example, okay. Now again the representation of set, okay, denoted by capital letters, okay, and the objects of the sets, they are called elements and they are represented by small letters. Now again talking about well defined, okay, what do I mean by well defined? Now if I say collection of music album, okay, that is if you are saying suppose you are talking about collections of Kishore Kumar or collections of Shreya Ghoshal, okay. So music collections, that is a set of songs sung by Shreya Ghoshal or Kishore Kumar. So you will make a stack where all or you will make a list in which there will be all songs which are so that nobody can deny, right? Like if a song is sung by Shreya Ghoshal, obviously everybody will agree, those who know that, okay. But if I say 10 best songs sung by Shreya Ghoshal, okay, then how you can use that? Like for everybody there will be a different perception, right? So for somebody else might be liking one type of songs, other might be, so that is not well defined, it is not universal. Now well defined basically means it should be universal, okay. Now by universal I mean basically that if you present that idea to anybody, the opinion has to be same, it should not vary. If you are saying the team of cricketers, okay, team of Indian cricketers, okay, so that is a set, okay. Why? Because those who have played for India, or like they are in the Indian team, you can make the team, right? So it's a collection, but well defined. Now well defined, why? Because everybody will agree that yeah, this player is from India only. But if I say best 10 players, okay, so somebody will say, okay, Sachin is best for me, somebody will say Rahul Dravid is best for me, somebody will say Dhoni is best for me. So that is not well defined, okay. So whenever you're classifying that, this is again a very preliminary thing, some of you might be already knowing, but this is just to clear that, okay, when you're like when somebody is asking you that whether this is a set or not, okay, the question that should immediately come to your mind is that whether if I ask the same question to another person, will he be giving the same answer? If the answer is yes, then it's a collection of distinct objects and you can call it a set. Suppose if I take numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, I say this is a set of numbers less than 5. So everybody will agree to this fact, okay? Nobody is going to disagree, okay? See, all of the people whom you will be asking, they will have the same opinion. So this is a set. And distinct, obviously, the word distinct means it should be different. Like if you are writing in a set 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, then the set is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are the brackets which we use to represent the set. Okay, the set is enclosed within these brackets. Again, don't use the other round brackets or square brackets. They will have their own use that we will be discussing. Okay, but right now, like in a set, you should only concentrate on this thing that 1, 2, 3, 4. If I am representing this as a set, then the brackets used should be this one. Okay, and again we will write A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this represents a set where this is the naming of set and these are the contents of set. Now each object of set is element of set. All these are called elements of set. And again, if I want to say the elements, they are mostly represented by, again it's a convention, by small alphabets. Okay, so if I want to say that this element is a part of this set, okay, then there is a symbol for that which means belongs to. Okay, this symbol means belongs to. If I want to say 1 belongs to A, this is how I am gonna write. Okay, if I want a general element which I represent by small alphabet, so that will be A belongs to A, capital A. Now this is a general element for which you can use this following conditions. Okay, so this was about the definition of a set, how to represent a set. Okay, now after this we are next we are going to study representation of set. Okay, now sets, they can be represented in two forms. Okay, the first one is roster or tabular form, in which we are actually listing all the elements, as it is. Now if I say if I say 10 cricket players, so, or if I say set of Indian players, okay, so in that you will be basically writing all the players of India, okay, or whatever it's asked. Okay, for example, if this is given here, like again in this form we list all the members, that is the word I've used here also, listing all the elements within the braces. Again the curly brackets are mentioned, and again the elements are separated by comma. Now member, you can say member, object or element, whatever. Okay, same. The set of all even numbers less than 10. Now if somebody says represent this as a set of all even numbers less than 10, so I will be writing it as A is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, and again greater than 0 is also given, so this will be 2, 4, 6, 8 is written as this one. So this is the roster form. The other one, which is again set builder form, this is again at this point of time it might look a bit difficult, but it's actually more easy. Now I'll tell the applications of both of them. Okay, so this is basically when you're talking about roster form. Okay, you're listing all the things, but here what you're saying, you take a general element and write that as a part of set and apply a condition on that. So again, if I would write this thing, what I will be writing, I will write a general element, suppose A, and then I will write either I'll write this symbol or colon. Then I will impose condition on this, that what this A is. I'll write about A, that A might be 2n, or A is equal to 2k, where k is natural number between 1 to 4 and k belongs to natural number. Now this is natural number. Again we will be talking about some mathematical sets which are already there, like for numbers. So this is how we write the set builder form. Now here it's given that we write a variable representing any member, okay, followed by a property satisfied. Now this is what I was saying, property or rule, okay, that this element is following to be a part of this set. Okay, now here the example is x A is equal to x such that x is less than equal to 5. Now what does this mean? X is, and x belongs to again natural numbers. So again, what does this actually mean? This will be a set which will be comprising 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is how this is the roster form, and when you want to write it in the set builder form, this is how you're going to write. Now when the elements are less, then the roster form is quite good, okay. But if I say write the numbers, even numbers less than 100 and greater than 0, then is it worthy to write 50 elements? No, not at all. That is too cumbersome. So for that, this will again, the statement will remain same. What you can write, it's equal to 2x, okay, elements of A. If I want to write even numbers, okay, I can straight away write 2x such that x is between 1 to 50. Automatically this starts from 1, so 2 and ends at 50, that is 100, okay, and x is belonging to natural number. Now if I write this one, this covers all the elements which are even numbers, and they are getting from 2 to 100, okay. If I want 100 inclusive, I'll put an equality sign, otherwise I'll exclude. So the application of this will be when there are limited elements. This is best. Again, this is more elaborative, okay. This one is useful when you are having either infinite set, that again we will be talking what is an infinite set, or the elements are very very large, the number of elements present in a given set. Okay, so this is how both the representations are. Again, there is a third representation, but we don't have to study, that is called descriptive, which is just the language which we are saying. Like if I am saying the set of all even numbers less than 10. Now this is an English statement. Okay, so statement we call it as descriptive form. Okay, although it's not a representation of set, but you can say, yeah, it's a descriptive representation of set. But commercially, or for our studies are concerned, these two forms are the most important. Now we will do some problems based on this. Okay, so you have to write the following sets in the set builder form. Okay, now all of them are given in. Now these questions again are very very basic, so I am starting with the basic, and again these are important for your CBSE part. Nobody is gonna ask in the IIT about the set builder and roster form. Once you will progress with the further videos, self-study packages, you will see that okay, sets and these things are very tiny things, like, but these are very very important to build the base. And again for CBSE they are important, right? In CBSE the question will be coming from this part obviously. So now it says, obviously as you are observing, the condition you have to find out. Now this is a multiple of 3. So I'll write this as a set A which is in the form of 3x, right? And the condition is x is belonging between, x is between 1 to 4 and x belongs to natural number. Now you cannot leave this thing because this will also have 2.5, 1.5. You have to specify that x is a natural number. That is what is very very important, right? So again second one, now as you can see, again when you are doing the roster form and converting into the set builder form, you have to observe the pattern in the elements. Now this is again, as I can see, 2, 4, 8. So this one is 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 3. So my elements are like 2 raised to power x. Now this is 2 raised to power 5, this is 2 raised to power 1. So I can apply the condition on x. X is belonging from 1 to 5 and x again belongs to natural numbers. Okay. Now these three parts you can just pause and do yourself. Okay. Nothing difficult in that. Okay. So I hope that you're just stopping now. Okay. And then you can solve it and see the answers after that. Okay. Okay. So I hope that you have paused and have solved these things. So this one, as you can see that the first one, this is 5 square, I guess 5 is missing from there, yeah, but it's okay. If I remove this comma, still I can represent 5 cube, 5 raised to power 4, right? So this you can write it as 5x, and then you can say x is between 3, and again x is belonging to natural number. Now this is an infinite set. Okay, now this is very interesting. For this, those who are able to figure out, this is just 2n or 2x, where you can say x is belonging to natural number. That's why this is very useful. You're not listing all the elements, you're just applying the condition. Okay, I'll write it neatly again. This is 2x such that x is belonging to natural numbers. Okay, last one is again x square, where x is 1 to 10 and x belongs to natural number. Okay, so this part was quite easy, I guess. Okay, next list all the elements of the following sets. Okay, again the questions can be from set builder to roster form. Those are very very easy. Now if you know that this thing, you can write, okay, obviously 3x, x is belonging 1 to 4, so I'll put 1, then I'll put 2, I'll put 3, I'll put 4. That's how you're going to convert from roster to this form. Okay, sorry, set builder to roster form. Now list all the elements of this thing. Now this is again simply like saying set builder to roster form. X is an odd number. Okay, so how you're going to write that? 1, 3, 5, 7 and dot dot dot. Okay, this is how you're going to represent the elements. Now obviously you cannot list elements where the number is huge. Okay, x is an integer between -half to, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are a bit easier. Okay, as you can see, these are easier to write and list. Okay, talking about this thing, C part. x square is less than, again this is very easy. Okay, so rest I guess you can do with these things. Okay, and again this was just a very easy beginning of the sets. Okay, things are gonna be tough, but first of all make clear, practice some more questions on representation of sets, what are sets, find some examples of set, and again also ask to yourself that whether the set which you have picked out, is it actually a set or not. Okay, one thing is collection. So every collection is not set, remember. The collection of well defined, okay, and again distinct object should be there, well defined and distinct. So these two again are crux, like both the things should satisfy, then only it becomes a set. So this is it from the first part, and again we are going to continue with the further topics in the coming videos. So I hope that you are clear with the definition of sets and how we represent mathematical sets. One question which might be coming to most of you is that you have not been introduced to the person who has been teaching you for last 20 or 25 minutes, right? So basically I would say that I'm Harsh Patodia and I've been associated with askIITians for the past 2 years as maths in-house expert. I did my graduation from IIT Roorkee, and this is it for this part. I guess you people will learn more about me as we are gonna cover the next parts. And again after doing this, the set part, introduction part, we are gonna learn about some terminologies related to sets, and we are gonna describe the pictorial way of sets, unlike we did in this the set builder and the roster form. So stay tuned for the next parts.